There's a lot to be learned. Going through this whole process, there's some things I discovered about myself that I probably wouldn't be able to discover anywhere else. You're always going to be in certain situations in your life, whether you're going through some serious stuff or a life-changing opportunity in some kind of way that's going to be drastic to where it's going to affect your life for the better. And when you're on track for a great career, especially like the Border Patrol or any other type of career, there's a lot of things that while going through this process that I discovered. One of those things was, and I'm sure everyone can relate to this too, is the resiliency, right? You really can see how frustrating, how tough, and just the mental distress that it can cause you while you're going through the hiring process. Because when you're getting ready for an interview, a polygraph, or you're trying to wrap up your background investigation, you're going through the medical, there is so much shit and so much time and energy that you take from your life, that what you're already doing, just to make time to get those things done. So that way you can give yourself the stamp of approval and move ahead, and then be able to be successful in your hiring process. Because that's what we want. That's what everyone is aiming to do. And it's those very few that stick around that really do have what it takes. But I truly believe that the resiliency gets instilled upon you the more and more and more as you go. Especially for myself, even as I was going through it, I became more resilient. And my hiring process was not short. It was a very long hiring process. It took me a long time to get a final offer. And there's no right or wrong time when you should get one. It just depends on you, your background, and everything else that factors into play is what is going to determine when you get your EOD. So another thing I will say too is to not take things so personally. I took it very personally back 2-3 years ago, going through the hiring process, getting through the medical phase. I'm a type 1 diabetic. I had to put a lot of time and effort into managing my blood sugars, bringing them down. And because of this whole time, I thought in that time, I thought it was just rigged, and it was just, they're against me. They don't accept diabetics. But knowing very damn well that they have diabetics there at the academy. So who the hell am I to say they're against me when they have a specific reason for why they do things and why it is the way it is? And then for a long time, I really felt that they were against me and they just didn't want to have to deal with the liability of a diabetic. But that's not the case. I had to put the work in. I had to be accountable, take responsibility. Therefore, not taking it personally, putting in the work, getting the result, successfully completing my medical and all other steps, and I was able to get to this point. All of that has been instilled as I went along. And you're going to discover more and more things about yourself than you know. Especially when you're going through a certain step in the hiring process, a lot of times it's discouraging. A lot of times it's so long, you're just like, is it even worth it? Is this really something that I want to do because it's taking so long to get through? Now, don't get me wrong, right? I understand the whole thought. I totally get it. It's a pain in the fucking ass. Believe me, I am right beside you on how you feel. I've been through that feeling. I've been through that pain. I've been through that struggle. I know exactly what the fuck you're feeling. Trust me, not just me, but there's a lot of other fucking people that feel the same way. But if you want that title, you gotta put in the work. You gotta put in the time. That's what it comes down to. And that brings me to another point in what I have discovered is doing the thing regardless of how I feel. I put my feelings to the side and I operate with logic. When I do that, I'm able to see things through. I'm able to not take things personally. I'm able to do what needs to be done, what is required. And I'm able to get through the steps. I'm able to turn in what is needed. Therefore, I'm able to perform, do my part, and then it's up to them. And then they do the processing. They do the work. All I got to do is just do my part. And that's what it comes down to. You got to put your feelings aside and operate with logic. You got to stop taking things so personally and stay resilient. And your time will come. If you stuck around this long and you're going through it, keep going through it, right? And for you guys that are feeling discouraged or having doubts about the process, it's normal, but don't let that overtake what your goals are, because I truly believe that if you're doing this, you're being a part of something that's bigger than yourself. You're in it for a higher calling. So stick with it. And if you're thinking about applying, don't think, just do it. Start your journey. Why hold up another second of your time, of your life, to determine whether or not you want to do the career that you know you should be doing? And even if it's not for you, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But at the end of the day, there's goals to be accomplished. You got to stay resilient. Don't take it personally. Put your feelings aside and operate with logic, and you will be successful in this hiring process. This is something that has helped me. And you guys, please, that are watching, please tell me, what is something that helps you be successful in your hiring journey? And to those of you guys that have moved on to the academy or have graduated from the Border Patrol Academy, I'm open to knowing and learning, like, what is something, feel free to comment below, by the way, what is something that you guys feel has carried you through your hiring process? And for those of you that graduated from the academy, what is something that has carried you through that whole training to be successful in earning that title? Because like I said, I try to get on here and give value, but at the same time, as you guys are learning from me, I'm learning from you guys as well. It's a two-way street. And we're just going to keep learning from one another, and we're going to keep staying encouraged. And as always, if you guys got questions or any type of concerns, my IG's in the link in the description. You can comment below, or you can personally send me a message and I will get back to you, and I will send you a message as well. I get back to all you guys. I always reply to messages. So with that being said, thanks for tuning in, guys, and stay tuned for the next one.